Okay, you want to know how much footage you get when you're shooting a cartridge of Super 8? Well then I'll tell you how much footage you get when you're shooting a cartridge of Super 8. Super 8 is film that comes on rolls that are in these plastic cartridges. The film is inside of this, that's it. If the camera takes a roll, it's not Super 8, it's probably regular 8. Also, watch the freaking regular 8 video, I worked really hard on that. These Super 8 cartridges have 50 feet of film inside of them, and the runtime of one of these rolls depends on the frame rate that you set your camera to. Frame rate is of course how many frames per second your camera captures and exposes on the film when you're running it. The weird old standard for Super 8 is 18 frames per second. Nowadays we're more used to things like 24 or 30, but any Super 8 camera without a frame rate switch on it will run at 18 frames per second. So 50 feet of Super 8 film that's captured at 18 frames per second in your camera will get you about 3.5 minutes worth of footage. That's what you get. That's like the standard amount of footage that you get for Super 8. A higher frame rate though will get you less footage because the film is moving faster and more is being exposed every second. So 50 feet of film shot at 24 frames per second will get you around 2 minutes and 45 seconds worth of footage. Also, the higher the frame rate, the more information is being captured every second, which means you get a smoother looking image for motion. A slower frame rate will get you more footage, but the lower the frame rate, the less is being captured every second. This usually means you end up with movement that looks pretty jarring or jumpy. Shooting 50 feet of film at 12 frames per second will give you about 5.5 minutes worth of Super 8 footage, but with a frame rate that low, you'll be sacrificing the quality of the image depending on what you're shooting. So 18 frames per second is the standard, but if you have a camera that does 24, then that usually looks really good for Super 8. Don't go shooting low frame rates just because you'll get more footage, because that stuff isn't gonna look great for any kind of movement. Or you can ignore me and do your own thing, because honestly, that's maybe the best way to learn sometimes. Shoot some Super 8 film, have some fun, and of course, please comment down below about how that isn't a lot of footage, Super 8 is too expensive, and it isn't worth it, because you are absolutely in the right place for doing that. I'm Noah, this is Analog Essentials, and there's links in the description for the Patreon to support me so that I can keep doing this, and a link for Pro 8mm out in California if you're looking to buy and get processed and scanned some Super 8 film for yourself. Anyways, I'll see you soon.